It is Friday. Maybe you're looking for something to do, so we have our picks in for your weekend. Let's get started with our Shayla Reed. She's down in Jordan for Ferguson's Minnesota Harvest this morning. Hi, Shayla.
Hey, good morning to you guys. This is always an exciting time to come by Ferguson's, and a fall is officially underway here tomorrow. You're going to be opening. It's gone so fast.
I know. To us, it's fall year round, right? This is what we do. This is our life. But
yeah.
I know we get to the end of summer here, and it starts getting a little bit cooler. It looks like beautiful weather this weekend to come out, and we have all kinds of things to do.
And if folks haven't had a chance to come down to Jordan, Ferguson's is definitely a place you want to experience. Ferguson's Minnesota Harvest. This is one of 4 locations for your family farm network.
We love apples.
Yes, you love apples, and you also love all the things that can be made with them. What are some of the cool finds here on the table? I've tried these before.
They are a popular one.
Yeah.
Especially at our house. We go through a lot of donuts, but you know, we're so much more than an apple orchard. So you can spend a whole day here with all the different fun things we have. And then the bakery is very popular. Like we talked about the donuts. We have caramel apples that we make right here on the farm, famous apple cider slushies. Just kind of all sorts of things to spend all day here. And we even have some alcoholic drinks for the adults. For the adults too. And when you come outside, no shortage of things to do out here as well. Where are we standing? And I'm seeing all these arrows. We got a lot to explore. We have so many things that you need a little directional help to find it all. So it's kind of like the mini farm Disneyland. We have a lot of different fun things to do for all ages. We have grain trains, cow trains, all different tractor rides. One of my kids' favorite is our corn pit. So it's giant pits filled with millions of kernels of corn that you can really spend hours in, and just all sorts of things to do with your family.
And for folks that are trying to make those plans, let's make sure they have the details they need to know. So you're opening August 15th officially, weekends 9:30 to 6. Weekdays 10 a.m. to 6 p.m., right?
Yep. So we'll be open every day now starting tomorrow all the way until after Halloween.
All right. And then for pricing, 2 years and up, $18. Seniors, military, $15. Under 2 free. And then you've got something else pretty cool. It's called the Bushel of Fun Pass. What's that all about?
Yeah, so that pass will get you access to all of our different orchards around Wisconsin and Minnesota. And a lot of people take advantage of that. One big thing with our admission is it comes with a free season pass. So you pay once, you come all season long.
Oh, wow. Make a lot of fun out of it. Right. I'll go ahead and send it back to you guys.
All righty, Shayla, now I realize why you're there. The corn pit. The corn pit.
And maybe these, Heather. Maybe.
Yeah. Understandable. Very understandable. All right, Shayla, we'll check that game with you at 7. Now, this weekend, your chance to learn how to line dance, whether maybe you're just learning or you already know the steps. We got the spot for you. This is over at Pimento on the lake at Bede-Makaska. So the classes are Sunday night. The beginners, they go from 5:30 to 6:30. That's kind of our class here. Then there's the more advanced class. That's going from 6:30 to 7. But it's just such a pretty spot over there, like just to be able to do something fun. It's going to be a nice day on Sunday.
It is, and I think just like watching the people who actually know what they're doing would be entertaining.
Oh, absolutely. Get the cowboy boots out and go for it, right? All right, my pick is a good way to prep for the state fair that's happening later this month. It's county fair season, so I am picking the Carver County Fair. It's over in Waconia. It started on Wednesday, but it goes all weekend long. It's a packed weekend, from pig races, human tractor pulls, to tons of live music. Of course, dozens of food vendors as well. Kids 6 and under get in free. Otherwise, admission is $9. And just a reminder, there's plenty of county fairs to get to. Dakota County Fair in Farmington, that's happening through Sunday. Mower County is celebrating down in Austin. Lyon County Fair in Marshall. Of course, Carver County Fair in Waconia all weekend long. We were saying it would be kind of fun to get a county fair passport.
Yes.
See how many you can get to and break a record or something, right?
These county fairs are just so much more manageable. I feel like the state fair is like New York City. Like you go visit, it's just like, overwhelming. But county fairs, you can go.
Doable.
Chill,
it's less maybe
out.
Stressful if you get stressed by parking and things. But
it's a good one.
Get over that.
Well, my pick kind of related to the
Right.
fair. It's just about food. I love to eat. I know it doesn't show. But yeah, I'm talking about the Anoka Food Truck Festival. That's where I would like to go. You can find 50 different food trucks. This is happening in downtown Anoka on Jackson Street and 2nd Avenue. This starts at 11 in the morning tomorrow and goes until 9 o'clock in the evening. You can stay and have lunch, dinner, and a snack in between all of those other meals. Along with the food, they're going to have some family-friendly games and some free live music and even a couple of giveaways too.
These are so popular. They do a bunch of these all summer long, like they do a big one out in Hopkins too. And they're so fun because there's literally every kind of food out there.
Yeah, whatever you're craving.
50 trucks.
Yeah, and I like how, because it bops around, you get different settings and sceneries, and downtown Anoka is just so pretty.
Cool.
It is, yeah.
Alrighty. So much to see, so much to enjoy all around the Twin Cities. We'll have our ideas every week and for your weekend, and so many more ideas than the ones we just told you about here. We have a big list. We just put it at our website, WCCO.com. And this morning, the Pentagon pushing back against reports of poor conditions on the USS Abraham Lincoln.
CBS News' Jared Hill joins us now with the growing concerns about the mental health of the thousands of service members on board the ship. Good morning, Jared.
Good morning, Heather and Barrett. The families of service members on board the USS Abraham Lincoln say they're worried about the toll of this incredibly long deployment during wartime and without going to port for months. But the Pentagon is pushing back. Growing concerns over conditions aboard the USS Abraham Lincoln. The ship deployed for a staggering 9 months and counting, 3 months longer than a typical deployment.
They should not be deployed this long.
Jefferson Kelly's son Jackson is on his first deployment aboard the aircraft carrier. He and some of the other family members of the roughly 5,000 sailors and Marines on board say they're concerned about the length of the deployment. Worries about the impact on their mental health have also been raised.
These are old ships. They take a lot of maintenance, a lot of work. It's around the clock. You're doing something, and you're in a war zone.
CBS News has learned an investigation is underway after a sailor went overboard earlier this month. They were quickly rescued, but this comes as service members' families clashed with Acting Navy Secretary Hung Kao during a heated town hall last week over the difficult conditions. Now, Congress is demanding answers. In a letter to Kao and Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth, Connecticut Senator Richard Blumenthal cited widespread reports of shortages of basic supplies, water contamination, plumbing issues, and deteriorating mental health. On Newsmax, Hegseth said reports of poor conditions are, quote, completely misrepresented.
We make sure that every ship, every crew, every captain has everything we can provide them at every single moment.
Hegseth added that he's grateful for the sailors' sacrifice, and he also wants them home as soon as possible. All right, so the USS George Washington is headed toward the Middle East right now. The Wall Street Journal says that it would be replacing the Lincoln, but no word on when the Lincoln's deployment will end. Back to you.
Takes a long time to make these changes there. All right, Jared, thank you. 6:48 now. Let's check in with Adam because we got a sort of a nice sunny day ahead, but maybe a little rain later today.
A little bit. It's not going to be a washout as we head into our Friday night or even for our Saturday because some of these scattered showers are going to stick around through the first half of the weekend. But you can tell pretty much everyone is going to get in on at least a little bit of that rain. We're talking maybe a 2/10 of an inch of rain. Not going to erase the ongoing drought, but it might impact some of your weekend plans. Not significantly, but if you were hoping for an entirely dry day or a sunny day tomorrow, that is not what you're going to get. Enhanced satellite imagery this morning does show a mainly clear sky across most of the state, but you can already see some of those clouds from Iowa starting to drift toward the I-90 corridor. That trend's going to continue as we head through the day, so eventually we will turn mostly cloudy across the majority of the state. With the clear sky, a lot of us dropping back into the 50s and 60s overnight. We're at 52 in Grand Rapids, 56 in Duluth. In the metro, we're at 68 degrees. We haven't had a lot of humidity either, so it doesn't feel too uncomfy or too stuffy this morning. But I think we will notice a little bit more in the way of humidity as we head toward the afternoon. We'll notice some breezes, we'll notice the clouds, but we still get up into the low to mid 80s for our highs, which is a little bit warmer compared to yesterday when we had the clouds all day long. We'll get to about 79 in Grand Rapids, 84 in Sandstone, Duluth, right around 70 degrees for us, a little closer to the water, a little bit cooler. In the metro, mid-80s. Southern Minnesota, more like the mid-70s because we're going to get in on those clouds a little bit earlier, and we might even see an isolated shower or storm a little bit earlier. But I think we're largely dry through lunchtime. Once we get toward dinner time and the evening commute, if you have to go into the office, there might be a spotty shower or storm as you get south of Mankato, closer to Albert Lee, west of Austin there as well. But once we get toward midnight, you can kind of see some of that activity try and push into the metro. It's not going to be a lot. It's not going to be widespread, but we'll keep some of those spotty showers around as we head into our early Saturday morning. I think we get some dry time throughout the day on Saturday, but the clouds linger a little bit longer, and then another push of some spotty showers as we get toward the evening time around dinner and a little bit beyond. But as we get toward midnight, everything kind of shifts off to the east. High pressure builds back in, and that's going to set us up for a spectacular Sunday. Maybe a little bit of a breeze Sunday afternoon, was looking at that, but otherwise a mostly sunny sky. Temperatures in the upper 70s, close to 80, so lower humidity for the second half of the weekend. It should feel pretty nice and look pretty nice as well. That continues on Monday before we have another chance for some storms on Tuesday. And Heather and Barrett, that does look to drop us back into the 70s for our highs by the middle of next week.
Let's get started with our Shayla Reed. She's down in Jordan for Ferguson's Minnesota Harvest this morning. Hi, Shayla.
Hey, good morning to you guys. This is always an exciting time to come by Ferguson's, and a fall is officially underway here tomorrow. You're going to be opening. It's gone so fast.
I know. To us, it's fall year round, right? This is what we do. This is our life. But
yeah.
I know we get to the end of summer here, and it starts getting a little bit cooler. It looks like beautiful weather this weekend to come out, and we have all kinds of things to do.
And if folks haven't had a chance to come down to Jordan, Ferguson's is definitely a place you want to experience. Ferguson's Minnesota Harvest. This is one of 4 locations for your family farm network.
We love apples.
Yes, you love apples, and you also love all the things that can be made with them. What are some of the cool finds here on the table? I've tried these before.
They are a popular one.
Yeah.
Especially, at our house, we go through a lot of donuts, but we're so much more than an apple orchard. So you can spend a whole day here with all the different fun things we have. And then the bakery is very popular. Like we talked about the donuts. We have caramel apples that we make right here on the farm, famous apple cider slushies. Just kind of all sorts of things to spend all day here. And we even have some alcoholic drinks for the adults. For the adults too. And when you come outside, no shortage of things to do out here as well. Where are we standing? And I'm seeing all these arrows. We got a lot to explore. We have so many things that you need a little directional help to find it all. So it's kind of like the mini farm Disneyland. We have a lot of different fun things to do for all ages. We have grain trains, cow trains, all different tractor rides. One of my kids' favorite is our corn pit. So it's giant pits filled with millions of kernels of corn that you can really spend hours in, and just all sorts of things to do with your family.
And for folks that are trying to make those plans, let's make sure they have the details they need to know. So you're opening August 15th officially, weekends 9:30 to 6. Weekdays 10 a.m. to 6 p.m., right? Yep.
So we'll be open every day now starting tomorrow all the way until after Halloween.
All right. And then for pricing, 2 years and up, $18. Seniors, military, $15. Under 2 free. And then you've got something else pretty cool. It's called the Bushel of Fun Pass. What's that all about?
Yeah, so that pass will get you access to all of our different orchards around Wisconsin and Minnesota. And a lot of people take advantage of that. One big thing with our admission is it comes with a free season pass. So you pay once, you come all season long.
Oh, wow. Make a lot of fun out of it. I'll go ahead and send it back to you guys.
All righty, Sheila, now I realize why you're there. The corn pit. Corn pit.
And maybe these, Heather. Maybe.
Yeah. Understandable. Very understandable. Alrighty, give us the details on today, on this weekend, because it seems still pretty cloudy out there.
Yeah, and I don't think we're going to see much sunshine as we head through the rest of the day. These clouds, admittedly, have moved in a little bit faster than what we were thinking. I thought the sun was going to warm us up more so than what we had yesterday, and I think technically we still will end up a couple of degrees warmer than yesterday. But eventually, the main thing with these showers is that it is going to lead, or these clouds, is that it is going to lead to some spotty showers as we head into the first half of the weekend. Is it going to be a washout or ruin the weekend? Of course not. There's going to be plenty of dry time as we head throughout our day tomorrow as well. But I think we keep a lot of these clouds to kick off the weekend too. with the clouds and the spotty showers, it is going to cool things off a little bit more. And eventually, once the final front moves on through as we head into our Saturday evening, it is going to bring in some refreshing air and eventually get some sunshine back for Sunday. So there's going to be a little bit of something for everyone here as we take a look at the weekend forecast, because we do need the rain. So the gardeners are certainly going to be happy about some of these showers. You can see all of the clouds moving on in from Iowa. Maybe a little bit of some thinning here in the last couple of frames. I wouldn't be opposed if that happened and we got a little more sunshine. But for the most part, yeah, it's easier to find the clouds than it is to find the clear skies this hour. Next weather watchers generally showing temperatures in the mid and upper 60s. We haven't warmed much from our overnight low temperatures. We're at 65 in Clear Lake, Leo and S Lake at 67, 69 degrees in Long Lake. And Avon, we've got a temperature of 66 right now. So a little bit on the cooler, refreshing side. I think we still climb a bit as we head into the afternoon. We're going to be in the lower 80s, maybe right around 80 degrees for our high temperature, which yesterday with the clouds, we only got to 79 degrees. So like I said, maybe just a degree or two higher than that. We'll get to around 80 in Glencoe, 83 in Brainerd, southern Minnesota, where those clouds are going to be a little bit thicker, and we might even get a spotty shower or storm in before dinner time. We're going to only find our highs in the mid and upper 70s. We'll take you hour by hour on future radar, and you can kind of see through lunchtime, not really much going on here. But as we get toward the evening commute, finding a little bit more in the way of specks of green as you get toward the I-90 corridor around Austin and Albert Lee, Fairmont. That's where we have the opportunities to see some isolated showers first. Those lift northward, or at least they try to, as we get closer to midnight tonight, and that's when our window of opportunity for some of these light rain showers begins around the Twin Cities and will continue into our early Saturday morning. After that, I think we get some dry time into Saturday afternoon, but notice there'll be more spotty pop-up showers as we head later in the afternoon and into the evening hours as that cold front starts to push on in. That final push happens as we're going to bed Saturday night, and behind it, that's what's going to set us up for our beautiful Sunday here with some sunshine, temperatures in the upper 70s to around 80 degrees. We're going to have some lower humidity and maybe even some afternoon breezes that will make things feel a little bit on the refreshing side here. 7-day forecast keeps a lot of that around for our Monday too. Another chance for some storms on Tuesday. I think that round of rain will be a little bit more successful at cooling us down into the 70s as we head toward the middle and end of next week.
Sunday and Monday look really nice.
I agree. Yeah. And the fact that we don't have any 90s or 100s,
right,
no extreme heat or humidity as we get into the heart of August.
Yeah,
I think people are happy about that.
All right. Adam, thanks.
Yep.
Psychology Today says that plants can also help improve your mental and emotional needs while reducing your stress and depression, also helping with creativity.
And that makes them especially useful for college students. Yesterday, we got to talk to an expert who gave us advice on how to choose the right plant for you. Hi, Ayana. Let's talk about plants that work in the dorm room. I'm assuming easy maintenance is key here.
Yes, you are completely correct. Today I've got some of my favorite beginner-friendly options. We can start with the Sansevieria, also known as the snake plant. These guys are incredibly low maintenance. They thrive in low light spaces with infrequent watering, and they come in a variety of different patterns. So there's lots of options to choose from, and you're bound to find one that fits your space really well.
Mm-hmm. That one seems like it's kind of hard to kill.
It is hard to kill.
Okay.
I haven't met one to do it yet. So. Then I have the ZZ plant. These guys have glossy green leaves that really brighten up the space. And just like their friend, the snake plant, they thrive in low light conditions with very little watering. So these guys together are a great pair for a student with a busier schedule who may forget to water on occasion.
Mm-hmm. How much water do you need, though? I mean, you have to have some.
I mean, just a little bit. I would probably not water more than once a month for these guys.
Wow,
they are very, very hardy plants. They will love you if you're neglectful.
Yeah, that's easy maintenance for sure. What about succulents, Ayana?
I have two of them here today to show you. Succulents are so simple. They're compact, so they fit really well on a windowsill or up on the desk. They require very little watering, much like the snake and the ZZ plant. So there's a lot of different colors to choose from, and they add some nice natural texture to the space.
Mm-hmm. It also looks like every dorm room is going to be different. So summer you're only going to be able to have those tiny little ones, but it looks like you got some big ones over there too if you really are looking for the green.
Yeah, there's a lot of different sizes and different leaf patterns. So there's always going to be something that fits the style of your space. A favorite of mine is the pothos. These are trailing vines and they are so easy to grow. They're adaptable to different lighting conditions. So if you have a room with a little more flexibility, these are a beautiful spot hanging on the shelf or in a hanging basket, and they're just a great addition to any part of the room.
Yeah, I mean, it sure brightens up a space for sure. What other benefits, to having a plant in your dorm room?
Well, these are all really great for air purification, especially Spathiphyllum, the peace lily. These are great for purifying the air. They really freshen it up for you. And they also will produce occasional white blooms, so they add some color as well.
Okay, so you're in the dorm room. Let's say you're generally in there for 9 months or so. How long will these plants last?
They'll last as long as you take care of them. I've seen plants live entire generations in a family. So these guys will grow with you. At the end of the school year, you can take them back home with you. They're like a part of the family.
Fantastic.
I love that. All great tips. I know we're talking dorm rooms, but I'm like getting some ideas for myself here too.
There you go.
Thanks, Ayana. In just days, college students will head back to class while they get ready to make moves. There's a big one they'll need to get past first. Of course, we're talking about College Move-In Day. Yes. And we're joined by Molly Berry with Northern Tool and Equipment, who has some tips for moving in safely and efficiently. Thanks for being here, Molly.
Absolutely. Happy to be here.
So why do families need to start thinking about the right tools now?
Yeah, great question. Actually, you kind of already answered it. The simplest answer is safety. We want to make sure you enjoy your time and you're not looking inside the ER at your new local college.
Oh dear.
And so when we really talk about that, for example, when I think back to my first day, you romanticize what that day is going to be like.
Yeah.
And you Tetris into your car and you drive over, and when you arrive, all of a sudden the chaos hits you in the face and you realize you're sharing the sidewalks, the hallways, the elevators with hundreds of other parents and students. And so that quickly becomes an environment where accidents might happen.
Okay, so I want to talk about this dolly because I think there's two great things about this. Number one, you're trying to save our backs. Yeah. But number two, if you have a dolly and you show up, you're like everybody's best friend right away.
Yeah, absolutely. And with this one, as you mentioned, it has the kick plate on the bottom, which is fantastic. So the lifting and ease of mobility saves your back and saves you time and effort, which is fantastic.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
What is this guy right here?
So then we think about inside your room. Is the furniture in the right spot? How many do you have? Do you have a bed? Do you have a dresser? And so what this does is literally aptly named Skate Mover. It makes furniture move across the floor like it's on skates. So instead of lifting and dropping and having to do that over and over again, you wheel it in circles, you put it where it needs to go, and you're done.
So you put
underneath the corners.
Oh.
Yeah. So you just lift a corner,
so you can do,
slide it
so you
under.
don't have to
that's smart. You can
I never saw
customize.
that.
Absolutely.
Okay. That's
4-pack is great because most things have 4 corners.
True.
So I highly recommend for ease of furniture moving. Don't break your back. Don't end up in the ER.
That's great.
That is great. All right. I was just telling you I have bad memories.
I think all of us have some.
It was just me and my mom for a long time.
But tell us about these guys.
This along with the same thing as bungee cords, it's about stability, right? Whether it's in your car or on the dolly into the room, you want to make sure that things aren't slipping and sliding, because that is one of the leading causes why people find themselves in the ER year after year after year, especially during peak season, college move-in day. So this is really about safety again.
Once you get the hang of these things, though,
I was going to say, it was the blind using the blind, leading the blind, and we just...
There could be better instructions, maybe.
Figured it out eventually, and it was great.
You brought some gloves.
Yeah, so hands are important. We use our hands most every day, right? And so depending on what you're moving, you're trying to save yourselves from getting cut, bruised, broken. And really, I think it's a great basket ad for any moving, not just into college. And it should be in everybody's toolkit on moving day.
Okay, what do we have over here?
I think most people are familiar with moving blankets. If you're not, again, protection is key. So it protects your valuables, it protects your walls, it protects your hands. So again, I think everybody should have that in their moving toolkit. And then over here we have a tote here and collapsible totes. And the reason we have both is cardboard breaks. Things fall out, they land on you, not great. But if you want people, again, storage is limited at college, to be able to keep those totes, these collapse and slide under the bed so that they can use it for future needs.
That is great.
And then obviously these can be reused as many times as you need versus cardboard, which deteriorates over time.
Great. Tell people where they can find you.
Northern Tool. I personally shop the ones in Burnsville, but you can find us anywhere. Online is best. We have this is a very minimal solution. We have moving essentials for everyday needs and bigger needs. So
amazing.
Hope to be part of your day and make sure that your memories are positive and not negative.
There we go. Thank you so much, Molly. Appreciate
Thank you for
being
having
here.
me.
Hey, we're looking into new research that's trying to determine the perfect length for a movie. According to the survey, most films are too long.
So what is the perfect length? I thought this was really interesting because they're saying the perfect length is closer to like 90 minutes rather than pretty much every blockbuster out there right now, especially the Odyssey, which you can hardly even get a ticket to. That thing's 3 hours.
3? Okay, so the other big ones in recent history, Oppenheimer.
Yeah.
That was a really long one. Even going back in time, Titanic. That was another long one. So I don't know what it is about the longer lengths that make them more successful. Are they just better stories that they need more time?
I don't know.
I don't know about you guys, but I will fall asleep.
Yes.
If it's longer.
Even in the movie theater.
Yes.
In the movie theater.
But you know
now
what?
The chairs
We
are
kind
really
of have an
comfy.
excuse because we have the those early morning hours. But at home, it's like snore o'clock.
It could be a 15-minute movie and I'd be asleep.
But it's just too cozy. Yeah. 90
You
minutes
guys
seems like a
can't
good,
even make it to
good
90.
one.
But even like The Devil Wears Prada, Toy Story 5, like all of those are late.
longer
So it's
ones.
interesting. What do you think? Is it these longer movies? Is it closer to that 90 minutes? What makes a movie too long? So earlier we were talking about a survey that tried to determine just how long is too long for a movie.
So we asked you, are movies too long? What is the perfect length for a movie?
Joe says 3 hours is fine. You never hear anyone complaining when they watch 9 1 hour.
Honestly, such a good point, Joe. Such a good point. Kathy says 90 minutes to 2 hours is perfect, but if the movie can hold my interest, longer ones are fine.
Meanwhile, Pamela wants movies to be shorter. She says 3 hours is way too long. Don't people know how to edit movies anymore? I prefer 2 hours or less. Thanks, everybody, for your feedback. And for your weekend, we have a personal weekend forecast.
We do. And you know, I don't think it's going to be a terrible weekend. I know we've been talking about the chance for some rain through the first half of the weekend, and we do still have those spotty showers in the forecast for our Saturday, but we are thinking now that there is going to be more dry time. So I wouldn't say cancel any of your outdoor plans on Saturday, but just kind of keep an eye to the sky and have an umbrella ready to go. Temperatures, they're going to be coming down a little bit with these frontal systems that are going to be moving on in, and the fact that we'll have the clouds tomorrow too. That's going to prevent us from warming up as much. But Sunday, yeah, we've got the sunshine that's going to be coming back. Dew points are going to be down. It's not going to feel as sticky. So that is my pick of the weekend in terms of the days on Sunday, just because we're not going to have as many of those spotty showers to try and have to avoid. Out there this morning, temperatures, I think I would classify this as pretty comfortable. We're at 62 in Champlin at Peter and Brenda's place. Paul and White Bear Township at 62. That's also where we are in Blaine at Randy's place. David and Lino Lakes coming in at 64. Dew point levels are down a smidge compared to yesterday. Not much going on the radar either, except for one little area of some sprinkles here as you get between Marshall and Alexandria. This is closer to Montevideo and Wilmer, where you can kind of see a few specks of green here, but even notice within the last hour or so, those have dissipated, and I think we're going to see a lot of dry time as we head throughout our day today. We're going to start off with some sunshine, but there are going to be some more clouds that move on in as we head later into the afternoon and into this evening. We still get to 84 degrees for our high temperature today, which yesterday with the clouds, we didn't even get out of the 70s. We only got to 79 in the metro for our high temperature. Hinckley, we get to 84 as well, 82 in Brainerd. Southern Minnesota, I think we are going to once again have a repeat of yesterday where we're a little bit more in the 70s. And when I say repeat, it's not going to include the widespread showers like we had yesterday morning. Now, there could be a rogue shower that tries to move in a little bit earlier across the I-90 corridor as we head toward dinner time. But around the metro, I don't think we start to see our shower chances start to pick up until closer to midnight tonight. And when I say the shower chances picking up, I'm talking 20–30%. So they're still going to be on the fairly low side. We'll keep some of those scattered showers around through our early Saturday morning. Then I think we get a little bit of a break, and then another push of some scattered showers moves on in as we head toward the evening, say 8, 9, 10 o'clock, before after that things quiet down. And we get set up for a beautiful Sunday with high pressure in control. That's going to bring a lot of sunshine. Temperatures on the comfy side, generally in the mid to upper 70s, right around 80 degrees, which average this time of year in the metro is right around 81, 82. And we're going to be there on Monday as well. Tuesday, another chance for a few spotty showers and storms. I think that one, at least the way it looks right now, is going to be a little bit more successful at bringing in some cooler air. It looks like we're back into the mid and upper 70s for our highs by the middle and end of next week.
6:02 is your time. Let's get over to the live desk. Maria Lizignoli, you are following some changes to those controversial flock cameras from the CEO of the company. These are these license plate reader cameras we're talking about.
Yes, that's right. Flock Safety CEO Garrett Langley is announcing some changes to how the cameras will operate. And it comes as more Minnesota communities are parting ways with the automatic license plate reading cameras. On Thursday, for the first time, Langley apologized for instances where data collected by flock cameras has been misused, including some cases where police officers allegedly used the technology to stalk women. He says the company is rolling out changes to its system. Those include cutting down the time that data will be retained to now 7 days, but it will be saved longer if deemed evidence in an investigation. Flock customers can also limit which types of offenses outside agencies can search for in its system. And law enforcement will have a tool that will aim to flag abnormal search behavior.
I think hindsight is a brutal tool, but hindsight tends to be very clear. And I think, of course, we could have done more earlier. And we listen and we learn and we'll continue to move forward, because until everyone has an equal level of safety in this country, we have work to do.
Now, still, several Minnesota communities are cutting the cord with the controversial cameras, and online there's continued backlash. Coming up in the next half hour, hear from a local social media user who is now racking up millions of views online by damaging these flock cameras.
Right, and we know these cameras controversial here in Minnesota for being used for immigration enforcement too.
Right.
So lots of things to talk about. All right, Maria, thank you.
We're learning new details about what led up to a double murder-suicide on Wednesday at a Hopkins daycare. Newly released documents reveal there were, quote, relationship issues between the suspect and his wife before family tragedy that shocked 2 suburban cities. About 2 weeks ago, a parent with a connection to that in-home daycare in Hopkins said she received a notice from the owner. That notice said the owner planned to close the daycare due to relationship troubles with her husband. It was that husband who killed her and their 7-year-old daughter, along with a 78-year-old relative, before taking his own life. Advocates for domestic violence survivors say while this is a horrifying story, it's unfortunately not a surprising one.
Violence Free Minnesota says family murder-suicides happen once every 5 days in the United States, and the vast majority of the time in these violent incidents, it's men killing women. 85% of the time that man uses a gun, and that's where, according to these new court documents, that this case is unusual. Now, WCCO spoke with Nikki Engel. She's the co-executive director of Violence Free Minnesota. She says that the alleged perpetrator may have felt that he was losing control. Engel says attempts to leave a relationship are associated with higher rates of lethality. About 50% of the time in these instances of murder-suicide, the suspect does not have any prior criminal convictions, and that is the case here. But that doesn't necessarily mean that the abuse began with murder.
Homicide is the culmination escalation of abuse, not a moment where there was nothing to point to it beforehand. Conclusions, unfortunately.
So Engel says it's also common for other family members to be targeted in these crimes.
Violence Free Minnesota is a coalition of organizations that help survivors. You can call their 24/7 hotline at the number on your screen. That's 866-223-1111, or go to thehotline.org for places to find help across Minnesota.
Right now, investigators are searching for a man who escaped the courtroom before a judge could sentence him for a deadly crime. So a few months back, Lorenzo Washington pleaded guilty to a crash that had killed someone at a St. Paul church. All of this starting with a traffic stop in 2024. A trooper had stopped Washington for speeding on 94, and then Washington, took off. There was a chase until Washington crashed into a car. This was parked at Gustavus Adolphus Lutheran Church. The 36-year-old man who was inside that car died. Washington's sentencing was scheduled for Thursday morning. Court documents say that he showed up, but, quote, fled the courtroom prior to sentencing, and now there is a warrant out for his arrest. Happening today, the man accused of killing a Minnesota executive is expected to plead guilty in federal court.
28-year-old Luigi Mangione is accused of killing United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson in 2024 over in New York. Mangione is charged in both federal and state court with Thompson's death. He's previously pleaded not guilty in both cases, but sources tell CBS News Mangione is expected to admit to charges related to the death of Thompson. Those sources say Mangione is discussing a possible plea deal with federal prosecutors ahead of his court appearance this morning. We have new details about that cyber attack on Minnesota's water supply. We've learned a group linked to Iran has claimed responsibility.
And that attack hit more than 30 Minnesota cities last month. It caused varying degrees of problems. Now, we knew federal investigators were looking into whether Iran was behind these cyber attacks, but now Auburn University's McCreary Institute says that an Iranian-linked group put out a statement claiming that the attacks were conducted to, quote, only to warn of their broader capabilities to strike U.S. critical infrastructure. State leaders say that the drinking water was never compromised.
This morning, the Pentagon is pushing back against reports of poor conditions on the USS Abraham Lincoln. The aircraft carrier has been deployed for more than 260 days without going to port in the war with Iran.
Now, CBS News' Jared Hill tells us now there are worries about the mental health of thousands of service members who are aboard that ship.
Growing concerns over conditions aboard the USS Abraham Lincoln. The ship deployed for a staggering 9 months and counting, 3 months longer than a typical deployment.
They should not be deployed this long.
Jefferson Kelly's son Jackson is on his first deployment aboard the aircraft carrier. He and some of the other family members of the roughly 5,000 sailors and Marines on board say they're concerned about the length of the deployment. Worries about the impact on their mental health have also been raised.
These are old ships. They take a lot of maintenance, a lot of work. It's around the clock. You're doing something, and you're in a war zone.
CBS News has learned an investigation is underway after a sailor went overboard earlier this month. They were quickly rescued, but this comes as service members' families clashed with Acting Navy Secretary Hung Chow during a heated town hall last week over the difficult conditions. Now, Congress is demanding answers. In a letter to Chow and Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth, Connecticut Senator Richard Blumenthal cited widespread reports of shortages of basic supplies, water contamination, plumbing issues, and deteriorating mental health. On Newsmax, Hegseth said reports of poor conditions are, quote, completely misrepresented.
We make sure that every ship, every crew, every captain has everything we can provide them at every single moment.
Hegseth added that he's grateful for the sailors' sacrifice, and he also wants them home as soon as possible. Jared Hill, CBS News.
The Pentagon is also pushing back against reports of deteriorating conditions on the USS Abraham Lincoln. They're calling those false. Officials add that the carrier has one of the highest crew re-enlistment rates at 84%. According to World Metrics, 91% of furniture waste ends up in the incinerator or in a landfill here in the U.S. So joining us now, J.P. Liesenfeld, the general manager at Furnish, to talk about their mission to help change that. Thanks so much for coming in here today.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, can you tell us first, what is Furnish?
So Furnish Office and Home, we're part of Emerge Community Development. So we're a nonprofit that works with people that have barriers to employment, but we have a few different enterprises. One of them is Furnish Office and Home. So we work with large, companies like Medtronic, Health Partners, Wells Fargo, and smaller companies as well to acquire office furniture. And instead of it going into a landfill, we repurpose it.
Amazing. And you just got a bunch of these. So tell us how you got these and what you're selling them for in that process.
Yes. So we picked up at 6 in the morning. I had a few phone calls come in and they're like, hey, we have 200 desks that we need to get rid of today. And so we decided we'll take them in. So this is a Herman Miller desk.
Yeah.
New, you're looking at over $3,000. They hold over 200 pounds.
And these go, let me just show you. These go up and
Pretty
down.
slick.
I mean, I'm going to move this thing
there
down. But these things move. Okay, so this is nice stuff.
Yeah.
Yes, all top of the line. Herman Miller's the Mercedes of office furniture.
Right.
So then people that either work for home, maybe you're doing hybrid work right now, or a lot of the companies, we just did an office in the city of St. Paul and they were quoted $350,000. We did the entire office for $72,000.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
So saving a lot of cities and schools and universities a ton of cash versus buying new, and it's also green. So last year we saved 182 tons of office furniture from the landfill.
If someone's watching this right now and say, hey, I'd love to get my hands on one of these desks, where do they go? What do they do?
Yep, so we're in Northeast Minneapolis. We're right in the Northrop King building and right up Broadway and Central, and we'd love to help you out. Right now we have about 800 power desks in stock.
Right. Talk to us about this chair you brought too.
Yeah, so this is a Herman Miller Mira. Herman Miller is obviously kind of like I said before, is like the best you can buy. So this chair would retail for $1,600 new, and right now we're selling it at $199.
Ooh, okay. That is a good buy. Yeah. But beyond office, you know, the desks and the chairs, what else do you offer at Furniture?
So we do all your soft seating. So if you have like a guest seating area, we do that. We also have like restaurant seating, cafe tables, file cabinets, even though those are kind of extinct because now we have DocuSign.
Sure.
But, you know, whiteboards, and we carry a variety of things, anything you'd really need for an office. Also, the furniture we have, like soft seating wise, is so unique. Things that you wouldn't find in a normal like furniture store. So if you're looking for something really cool for your Airbnb or your house, like I met a guy the other day who has like 9 kids, and he's like, my kids will destroy everything. And so he buys commercial furniture. So we have like sofas, love seats, but like a beautiful, beautiful furniture. So, and all at a fraction of retail. We're about 90% of what you would pay in a normal store.
Which is very cool. I mean, just in general, this whole business model, but the fact that you're a nonprofit makes it like
it's
cooler.
huge. I always say our big thing is we'd love to recycle furniture. So even if we take in a power desk and maybe the top is wrecked, we'll actually repurpose it and put a brand new top on it and repurpose that table. And I always say that we recycle office furniture, but we also recycle lives, because a big thing is a lot of people, you know, have a barrier that stops them from getting a job. So we work with them through Emerge to make sure that, you know, they can get a job and they can, their life can move forward.
That's amazing.
So,
great. Well, JP, thanks so much for being here with us.
Thank you
really
very much.
appreciate it.
We appreciate it.
Go visit them over at Furnish.